I'm Gordon Mosley with your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 20th day of November in the year 2019. Here is what we're tracking tonight. President David Granger this morning brushed aside the deadlines being set by the Alliance for Change for the completion of the renegotiation of the Cummings-Berg Accord with the APNU. The Cummings-Berg Accord is the agreement that created the APNU-AFC coalition. The president is the chairman of the APNU, while the AFC is led by Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramjatan. The negotiations are now entering a high-level phase, with the two-party leaders being directly involved in the remainder of the negotiations. Previously, the chairman of the People's National Congress Reform, Valdo Lawrence, represented the APNU, while the AFC team was led by its General Secretary David Patterson. The AFC was hoping to complete the negotiations on Monday. It was the third deadline that was set by the AFC that was missed. Speaking on the sidelines of an event at his office this morning, President Granger told reporters that a high-level meeting will take place on Thursday, and both him and Mr. Ramjatan will be involved.
The negotiations are determined by agreement, not by deadlines, and we have been communicating with each other, meeting, negotiating for much of October and November so far. And the question of a deadline will not necessarily bring about the best outcome. I am very confident that were we to sit without noise, sit down soberly and quietly, we will arrive at an outcome which is the best for Guyana.
Last Friday, the Alliance for Change indicated that it wanted the meetings to end by this past Monday. But that deadline came with no meeting even taking place, as the president opted to meet with his APNU partners to update them on the talks. The AFC has indicated that there is just one more issue remaining on the negotiation table, and that has to do with the allocation of seats in the parliament and on the regional councils, as well as the ministerial portfolios that will be given to the party. President Granger reiterated today that the negotiations should not be about personalities.
I am very confident that were we to sit without noise, sit down soberly and quietly, we will arrive at an outcome which is the best for Guyana. And from the outset, I've pointed out that we have a process. That process is based on principles, and we should not allow the preoccupation with personalities to derail the importance of seeking agreement based on principles. And we have agreed on core principles, and APNU has determined that those principles are binding, and we should not enter into any accord or agreement which violates those principles. The most important principle is that any agreement should be in accordance with the Constitution of Guyana. So that is not subject to deadlines or threats. We will abide by the Constitution.
The president said his mission is to give Guyana an APNU-AFC government that is honest and efficient, and that forms a main part of the negotiations. More news coming up in just a moment.
Enter the GBTI Quick Cash Christmas promotion and make it a Christmas to remember. You get up to $500,000 easy for anything you want this Christmas. Plus, enter for a chance to win fabulous items for your home. One complete 7-foot granite top base kitchen cabinet, one sectional suite, one 5-piece dinette set, and complimentary baskets of goodies. Apply at your nearest branch or online at www.gbtibank.com. GBTI, we see Christmas through your eyes.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Guyana's largest petroleum summit and exhibition is set to take place on November 20th to 22nd at the Guyana Marriott Hotel. The second edition of the Guyana International Petroleum Exhibition, GPEX, will see participation from a range of local and international companies. The exhibition is open to members of the public on the 22nd of November from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The event is being organized by Valiant Business Media in partnership with the Department of Energy, Ministry of the Presidency, with support from the Ghana Office for Investment, Go Invest. GPEX 2019 in Guyana, the gateway to a golden future.
Welcome back. As Ghana's largest oil and gas summit, GPEX 2019 opened at the Georgetown Marriott Hotel this morning with hundreds of overseas delegates in attendance. US-based oil giant ExxonMobil declared its intention to work towards expanding the local workforce in the oil sector. The senior vice president for ExxonMobil, Hunter Farris, who delivered a keynote address, said since 2017 his company has more than tripled its local workforce and is continuing to build.
We're working to develop the local workforce over the coming years. So far, more than 3,400 people in Guyana have worked on our exploration and project activities directly, including more than 1,700 Guyanese.
In addition to that, Mr. Farris said ExxonMobil also relies on the Guyanese supplier community, with more than 600 vendors and suppliers who account for more than $180 million in spending and counting.
This includes people who are in training programs right now in Singapore, Canada, and the US, or who are already contributing to work that we have going on in country.
The company's senior vice president said his company finds it exciting to help develop the future leaders of the industry from the ground up. And through continued development, Guyana, according to him, is becoming increasingly connected to the world economy, and the oil and gas sector is a key part of that process. In a video message to the summit, President David Granger underscored the importance of the sector to the future development of the Guyanese economy.
Guyana, a continental state with Caribbean characteristics, has a bright future. The prospects for economic progress and prosperity are limitless, given its bountiful natural and human resources and the significant petroleum discoveries in the country's maritime zone.
With the resources gained from the sector, the president said government will ensure that it is spent to strengthen traditional pillars of the economy. The event's opening was also addressed by the director of the Department of Energy. GPEX is aimed at facilitating networking and providing investment opportunities for companies across all sectors associated with the petroleum industry in Guyana. In 2018, the summit was deemed a success as it attracted global participation from over 600 delegates and 200 international and national oil and gas companies. And the Guyana Office for Investment wants to see new ventures in the oil and gas sector paying more attention to local content. Speaking at the opening of the second Guyana International Petroleum Business Summit and Exhibition, the Chief Executive Officer of Go Invest, Owen Verwey, said Go Invest remains open to support new business ventures and will support the development needs of new companies. He pushed for those ventures to support local content.
Go Invest encourages the new ventures to consider local content and local benefits in your business development process. It is a great source of quickly acquiring local knowledge, avoiding the usual and unusual business development challenges, and it will ensure the locals benefit from some of the economic successes that are to come. This in turn helps to ensure the sustainable development of both your businesses and the Guyana economy.
The CEO said the Guyana Office for Investment looks forward to supporting the new businesses that will be exploring new ventures in the near future. Verwey said there were a number of new companies and new ventures birthed out of the 2018 edition of GPEX, and he is confident that this year's event will offer more. At the end of 2018, Guyana was already buzzing with interest in the oil and gas sector as the country celebrated its 10th oil find. Since then, there have been 6 more oil finds, and that has brought in additional interest. The GPEX conference is seeing business leaders from across the world gathering here in Guyana for information and opportunity about the country's oil sector. The Guyana Office for Investment is one of the agencies that has been supporting the entry of new businesses and ventures into the market. The Go Invest CEO said Guyana is open for business as it faces an exciting time ahead.
As Guyana prepares to fully enter the world of oil and gas, this agency, Go Invest, has been continually improving its capabilities in recent years. However, we do recognize the challenges and are currently in the process of reviewing our operational structure, our roles, our resource capabilities, and most importantly, our strategies. This is to ensure the agency can adequately support businesses in this new era.
Mr. Verwey noted that the Go Invest review will make considerations for both the oil and gas sector and the traditional sectors of Guyana. GPEX will wrap up on Thursday evening. Let's tell you now that local telecommunications company GTT is urging all of its customers to be cautious of scammers. The company said it appears as though some persons may be devising ways in which to cash in with the festive season approaching. Public Relations Manager at GTT, Jasmine Harris, explained that the company has received a number of fraud reports over the past week and has taken a stance to address the issue. She noted that the company has created a promotions page on its website for customers to be up to date with the GTT promotions. According to the PR manager, GTT's security department is also working diligently to locate the scammers and have the relevant authorities deal with them and address the issue. The company said to help curb the incidence of persons being scammed, it is urging all customers to visit its promotions page at gtt.co.gy/promotions to verify the details of any ongoing GTT campaign. The PRO reminded customers that there are alternative ways to query current promotions at the company, which include GTT Live Chat, customer service at 0488, and in-store retail representatives. A number of persons have complained about receiving phone calls about promotions that would force them to add credit to the numbers of the persons on the other line who claim that they are linked to GTT. The company has made it clear that it has no such promotions taking place at this time. While some staff members of the Guyana Revenue Authority have written the agency's head, Commissioner General Godfrey Stacia, about their displeasure with what they describe as unfair allocation of salary increases at the agency earlier this week. The GRA has put together its own salary increases for its workers, outside of the recently announced increases by the government for public servants. According to a letter signed by several staffers and seen by News Source, staff members were informed of approved salary increases in keeping with the government's decision to increase salaries for public servants. However, the concerned staffers, as they described themselves, noted in the letter that most lower-level staff were subjected to the minimal increases, without any plausible explanation. The claim was also made that staff within specific divisions received varying percentages, even though they perform the same technical duties and are equipped with the same and in some cases higher qualifications. News Source understands that while the government increases varied between 3% and 9%, GRA was offering most staffers a 12% increase in salaries, while others will receive a higher percentage based on their positions, and some others will get a standard sum added to their salaries. But according to concerned staffers, informal discussions among peers revealed that some staff members within low-risk divisions, non-revenue collecting areas such as the Human Resource Management Division, non-technical areas and units recently created benefited from increases ranging from 20% upwards. They would like to know why. The concerned staff want to know the criteria used to determine the increases, even as they believe that the increments previously achieved through years of service and the bunching process have seemingly been abandoned. The staff members made it clear that the objective of the petition is not to question or undermine the decisions made, but rather to address the perceived unfairness of the increases allotted to the various levels of staff. The Commissioner General of the Guyana Revenue Authority, Godfrey Stacia, met with staffers this afternoon and announced that the GRA will now follow the percentage increase being offered by the government and will withdraw the increases it was offering on its own. While some staff members applauded that move since it brings all employees on a level playing field with the increases, some others fumed at it and said they were willing to accept the GRA increases since it was more than they'll be getting now. Well, a few local companies and recently established ones are taking part in the GPEX 2019, Guyana's premier oil and gas summit. The companies have set up booths at the exhibition center to showcase the wide array of products and services that they have to offer to the petroleum sector. News Source spoke with a few of them, including one with International Association that has recently opened a local branch here.
We do hire very much local talents in here because I think you guys have massive local talents when it comes to especially the administrative side, banking and everything, the corporate side. So it's just really the training of how the industry works, what we're looking for, what are the key attributes.
The operations manager for Global Edge, Arlene Requino, speaking there. Another newly established company dubbed Guyana Maritime Services and managed by a Guyanese is also taking part in GPEX 2019. That company is providing maritime and port services, inclusive of transportation, maritime brokerage, management of ship maintenance, and sea-in units, among several others. The general manager, Himwant Prasad, spoke to News Source.
In Guyana here, we are providing services to all, providing services associated with the oil and gas industry, tugboats, cargo surveys, brokerage for ship. We recently set up our International Maritime Training Center in Guyana, which is going to offer IMO certified courses for maritime personnel. We also do hydrographic surveys, ship inspection, which we have partnered with a company called Avipet. They're one of the leading inspection company in the world. They have 45 years of service. We brought them to Guyana. They are our partner, and they're the ones that provide that actually works with the government to provide the inspection, telling them, hey, we certified so much cargo would have left, etc., for payments, etc.
Other local companies that are participating include GTT, Strategic Recruitment Solutions Inc., Inter Oil Guyana, Jaguar Oilfield Services Guyana, and John Finance Limited, among others. Well, the Sonia Noel Foundation for the Creative Arts, in collaboration with the Women's Association for Sustainable Development, will be hosting another Women in Business Expo this year at the Pegasus Hotel, and it will bring together women entrepreneurs from across the country and the Caribbean. Local fashion designer and founder of Women in Business Expo, Sonia Noel, told News Source that she came up with the idea for the expo because she realized that many entrepreneurs in Guyana do not have access to finance, to market, and advertise their businesses. And the best way to do so without finance would be an expo.
When we look at events like these, and that provides that opportunity for small businesses, because small businesses can employ more as the demand increase, to supply. And that is why it's important to our economy to have businesses like these also constantly going to the next level, constantly building. So it is one of those events where not just the business acumen, it's just the sisterhood and the camaraderie that develop. That is very important because relationships is important in any business.
Noel, who is also an entrepreneur and motivational speaker, anticipates that there will be a large turnout as previous years, and she's positive that the exhibitors will have a great avenue to market their products and services to a wide cross-section of Guyanese.
I'm very proud of where we are from the first year to now, and I'm even more proud of the exhibitors because I have seen tremendous growth in those women, and not just their business, but as a person.
The Women in Business Expo runs from tomorrow at the Pegasus Hotel here in Georgetown. In the courts right now, 5 Haitian nationals who claim that they came to visit Guyana from Suriname through an illegal crossing in Berbice appeared in court today and were charged for illegal entry. The 5 all entered Guyana on the 18th of November at Springlands in Berbice and never presented themselves to an immigration officer. 2 of the accused said they are teachers, while 2 others said they are students, and the 5th gave his profession as a mason. Police records revealed that the 5 men arrived at Springlands from Suriname and said they were proceeding to Brazil. Acting on information, the police were able to track them down and question them about their arrival. When they could not prove that they entered the country legally, they were all arrested and charged. After accepting their guilty plea today, the magistrate fined the Haitians $40,000 each and ordered that they be deported when they pay that fine. And still in the courts, with questions raised as to how a Dominican national was able to pass through to immigration points without his forged Guatemalan passport being detected, the man was charged and remanded to jail today. The accused, 26-year-old Jose Alberto Medina, appeared before the chief magistrate at the Georgetown Magistrates Court and was charged with presenting a forged passport to an immigration officer at the Chetty Jagan Airport. The court was told that on the same day at the Eugene F. Correa Airport at Ogle, with intent to defraud, the man used the same passport and presented it to an immigration officer there, knowing it to be forged. It is alleged that he also entered Guyana using the same forged passport at the Chetty Jagan Airport. He was able to depart the airport at Ogle with the same forged document. On his arrival in Barbados, he was refused entry with no reason given. It was on his return from Barbados that a forged document was picked up and he was arrested and charged. He has been remanded to jail. Across the region with Samuel Suknandan is up next.
There once was a man named Stan whose business needed a new plan. Christmas was coming, this much was true. He needed some help but didn't know what to do. Then fast as a flash, 3 helpers did come from Republic Bank. They came with some. One had low interest rates, one reduced equity, one with approval so quick and easy. Now Stan is the man and his business is booming. Christmas is good and he is winning. Reach more customers and boost your business with a Republic Small Business Loan today.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
Taking you across the region, I'm Samuel Suknandan. There is a new government in Montserrat. Premier Easton Taylor Farrell was sworn into office on Tuesday, a few hours after leading his Movement for Change and Prosperity, MCAP, into reverse in its 2014 electoral defeat and winning Monday's general election. The new premier said it is a bittersweet celebration. Taylor Farrell, who took over the leadership of the party after the then Premier Ruben Meade lost the 2014 general election to the People's Democratic Movement, PDM, said the time has now come to heal the nation, and he would also be placing much emphasis on the youth of the island. Outgoing Premier Donaldson Romeo, who had been ousted as the PDM leader mere weeks before the election, was the only successful independent candidate in the election, according to preliminary results. Over in Barbados, Prime Minister Mia Mottley has lit a fire under the Barbados Light and Company Limited, BLNP, telling the Canadian-owned company that it must do all in its power over the next few weeks to rectify the problems, as its Spring Garden plant, which has led to island-wide power outages for the past 2 days. The Prime Minister also told the company owned by Emera Corporation its plans to change its problem-plagued equipment in the next 12 to 18 months was completely untenable, advising that it must explore all options to rectify the problem in a shorter period. Motley met with the top brass of the electric company, including Chairman Rick Janiga and Managing Director Roger Blackman at the government headquarters for almost 2 hours late yesterday and addressed the nation just after. She said Barbados is not accustomed to such power outages and must not get accustomed to same. And finally tonight, international news. Gordon Sondland, the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, testified on today that he and other U.S. officials were working at the express direction of the president when they cooperated with Rudy Giuliani to urge Ukraine to open investigations into the 2016 election in Burisma, the Ukrainian energy company of which Joe Biden's son sat on the board, and conditions for President Zelensky to get a meeting at the White House. He said they followed the U.S. president's orders. In an explosive opening statement, Sondland testified that Trump's personal lawyer initiated the quid pro quo that has been at the heart of the unfolding impeachment inquiry into President Donald Trump. He said Mr. Giuliani's request were a quid pro quo for arranging a White House visit for President Zelensky, and Giuliani was expressing the desires of the President of the United States. The admission gave Democrats the strongest argument yet that the President was directly involved in directing his subordinates to convince the Ukrainians to conduct investigations he thought would benefit him politically. And that's it for your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Have a good evening.